Hello, this is Creative Ends Platform and you are welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a simple video on how to use the bridal net to make a very simple and quick turban like what you are seeing on the dummy's head here. So what I need is the bridal net and the measurement of net, or the total net I used, is 3 yards. 3 yards, though I did not finish it. I will just say maybe 2.5 yards, because that part that need to gather took a lot of fabric, so I used about 2.5 yards. So to start this project, the first thing I'll do is to cut out the part of the net I want to use as the turban. That is the base, the turban base. And to do that, it's not going to be a single net, but it will be on a fold. This is to ensure that it's thick and strong enough to carry what I am creating with it. So it's on a fold. So after folding it and making sure that it's well relaxed, I took a measurement, exact measurement I will need to make a turban cap. So the measurement I used for the cap, that is the base, is 13 inches by 15. And then I cut out the cap shape like you are seeing now. So after cutting out the cap shape, the length or the size of the turban is a little bit in excess, because 13 will be too big for the head. Normally I would just use like 10, but because of the work I want to do, I'll first of all work with 13. Later I'll sew it to size. All right, so now this where I am ruling now is the actual measurement. The reason I'm doing that is because I need to take a measurement of the portion of the turban that I will be fixing the gathered net to, the net I want to gather. So I need to create that portion. So because of that, I need the exact turban measurement, and so that I will not sew it out of the normal measurement which I intend to use. So I will rule the turban. I'm ruling it because I'm going to open it. I'll spread it out before I'll sew that part on it, before I'll sew the zigzag or the gather on it. So I will spread it out. So for me to know what I am doing, I need these rulings. So that middle point you are seeing there is where I will be fixing the zigzag on. So to do that now, I will open it like this, and when I'm done sewing on that part, I'll fold it back and then fold it to size and sew the turban. So in order for it uh, to be in line with, or to be correct, let me use that word, I'll need to uh, know the middle where I'm going to fold with. And two ways I can do it is either by ruling on that middle now, or you just notch the two edge. So it will make you know the exact middle where you want to fold, eh? After sewing the zigzag, because I will only fold after I am done sewing the zigzag. So let's move to the sewing machine now. All right, now we are at the sewing machine where I'll be sewing, and I told you before that I will open up the turban. I will open the base to a single net. Is after I finish sewing everything on it, I'll fold it back. So I'll just open, then the part I ruled, because I ruled out that four corner part, that's the exact place I'll be fixing the gathered net, line by line and very very close to each other, so that it will be able to produce the kind of gather that I want, and it will give me the weight also that I want there, because I want it to be full. And where I'm sewing it is a small space. All I need to do is force it in between that space that I'm going to sew it. So to cut out the net I'll be using, I'll just use, you depending on the height of ruffles you want, that is how you cut. So you can cut 8 inches. By the time you cut 8 inches and you sew it at the middle, it becomes 4 on the left and 4 on the right. Then if you cut 6 inches and sew it at the middle, it becomes 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and then the lowest I think you can cut for this purpose should be 4 inches. So is a thing of choice. You choose what you want for your height. So I used about 6 inches to do mine. So then I cut it like 3, 4, 5 and add it together. Then I will now put it on the sewing machine. Then I'll gather it as in pack it in my hands like you see me uh, doing on this particular video now. I'll pack it in my hands because it will help me to gather it easily the way I've packed it now. And then I'll begin to gather it under as I sew. As I release it with my hands, I push it close. I push it close and sew. So when I release it, I push it close and sew. I release other ones. That is, it's just like I line it down with my hands, do the gather down with my hands because I have a particular space that I have ruled where it must contain. So no matter the length I am putting, I ensure that that length will not go beyond that particular space that I have designed for it. So I just keep gathering it. When I finish sewing one, I cut off my thread and repeat sew the next one very very close to it. If I can say 0.1, you understand, that is to tell you how close. I can use 0.1 or 0.2. That is not even up to quarter of an inch as a space. In short, if it's possible that there be no space, let there be no space. Immediately after the first line, fold it, bend it over so that you have space to see the line, and then put the next one on it. So you can see from one, only one I sew, you can see the net that is gathered there. So that's just the idea. I'll just keep sewing it upon each other the way I've explained. So when I cut it out, I can cut like two different 6 inches, and remember that the net is long on its own. So I will open it up and then maybe fold it into 3 or into 4 places, and then I'll split it open. So when I split it like this now, I fold this particular one into 3 places, then I'll split it open. When I split it open, once I split the other end open, then I'll sew it, gathering it the way I've showed you before. I'll sew it like that, ensure that it's gathered. Then a quick one, if you know that you are not good with doing this type of gathering with your sewing machine, you know how to sew gather, you just use your loose stitches to sew and then pull it together. If you cannot do that one, then use your needle and thread to just do your free loose stitches on the middle and pull it together. It will gather. Then after it has gathered, you can gather all of them together, and then you now bring it and start sewing it line by line on it. That one will be very easy, and of course the material will gather very well as well. Is that okay? Okay, so this is a very beautiful idea. I tried it and it's so beautiful. You will not believe the result. It came out very well. And one thing I love is doing something outside the box. I like doing something outside the box. Like if you have a client that want to make a photo shoot now, eh? Oh God, when you make the skin of the color of that your client for that person, it will come out so beautiful. Just the skin color, we have this bridal net that have skin color. When you use the skin color of your client to create this turban, you will come back and tell me thank you because it's so beautiful. When you put it on this net, this bridal net gown also for photo shoot, oh man, it's just too much. All right, so this is just the idea. I'll keep sewing until I occupy the space that I created for the net to gather. So after which I will use my hand and begin to spread out all the net one by one. I will open it. Remember, I put them together to sew. So I need to open it up, open it up, open it up, so that you can see it will now open and cover enough space. So right now, the one I have sewn is okay for what I want. So I have stopped. I'm back on the table so that I can do a proper explanation on how to fold the turban base and how to finally close and then do the final decoration. So now I have finished. I will now look for the part that I notch, that is the midpoint where I notch before. I will look for it because it will just help me to get the perfect middle. That's why it's very necessary you do that. So that's the part, and then I'll take the second part and then fold it together. Now you don't need to create a separate band for this turban. It does not need it. You don't need any separate band for it. The folding is okay. So now I fold it in a way that the gathered net is now at the gathered net, I mean, is inside. You understand? So I'll not take my measurement at this point. I will take my measurement, and the measurement I will be using is 10 or 10 and a half to close the turban. You know, net is kind of stretchy, and with this style you need it to really fit perfectly on the head, as in there should be no space. It should be tight. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can use 10, you can even use 9, because it needs to be tight on the head. And again, one thing I noticed is that it needs a little bit of depth. So don't do anything too shallow. Let the depth be like 14 inches, while your base covering can be about 10 or 9 inches. But let the depth be 14 inches so that it will be deep enough. If not, it will not be able to sit properly on the head. All right, so right now with the measurement I have taken, I will now sew it to form the turban curve. You understand? Just to create the curve. And of course, every excess part is being sewn out now. I told you that from the beginning of the video, that I made it excessive because I need to finish the work I'm doing before I will not take the actual measurement I need. So right now I have taken the actual measurement. The next thing I'll do is to trim off the excessive ones. So when I trim off the excessive one, it is ideal that you use your interlock machine to weave it. You know, it's a net. You need to do everything you can to protect every of the edges. All right. So, but I did not weave mine, no, so that for the purpose of these tutorials, I did not weave. But if I'm making a project for my client, I must weave it because I like a good finishing. And I also want you, my lovely subscribers, to also do your work well. You know, wherever your work enters, it should be something that people will admire. Don't give people the room to complain about your work at all. You understand? So do all you can to make sure your work is in a perfect shape. All right, so right now I am done sewing the turban, and look at my beautiful model. I don't know, I'll soon start giving my dummies name now. So this is my beautiful model that I'm using. Maybe I'll call this dummy Cynthia. I'm using this beautiful model to show you how the turban is looking. And I'll also wear the turban on my own head, because sometimes on the head of dummy, you might not really see it well. So this is me, and this is the turban on my head. Now I am not through. I still need to do some kind of trimming. You can see the coils or the ruffles is not yet properly arranged. You can see the back. So I need to trim it to a level that I'll be comfortable with. I'll trim it. I will trim it like I'm trimming afro hair. You understand? So that the flow will just be uh, equal. You understand? Not like one net is up, one is down. So I'll just trim. So for you to be able to do this well, you need the idea of how to trim properly. Not just cutting, but trimming. Trimming it like you are trimming hair. eh, Pick out all the parts that are still under, bring them out and trim it so that it will look equal and the beauty will be lovely. Yes. I forgot to, I don't want to keep talking, no. But please let me just apologize. Let me just finish this video with talking today. All right. So now, after I am done trimming, I'm just opening the all the net that I gathered together. So I'm opening it. I'm opening it up, opening it. So it's when you spread it that the coils will also spread. So you can see it after trimming it is more balanced. It looks more beautiful on my Cynthia than when I did not trim. All right. So I'll just add a little bit of embellishment, which will give it the final look. And I also believe that you will love that final look. So I will add a little bit of embellishment now. So this is the embellishment I will be using. I'll just use my UHU glue to fix it on it. I don't want you to use hot glue. You know, hot glue has a way of leaving this deposit of white substance like candle underneath your work. And remember, this is a net. And if such deposit is there, it will be showing under, which you don't want to happen. So as much as possible, use your UHU glue because it's not going to be obvious like hot glue will. I agree that the hot glue will glue it faster, but the UHU will do a perfect work than the hot glue. And while placing it, let it go under the wave or the coil or the ruffles. Let it go under. Let it start from under. Don't start it halfway. Let it go through it from the bottom. Yes, you can see that I'm opening the base so that I can place it under. It added beauty from both under to the out. You understand? So that the reflection will start from the bottom of the coils to outside. So it's after this little embellishment that the real beauty of this turban, what do I call it now? Net turban came out well. It's so beautiful. And then now for my finishing, I'm going to be using a needle and thread to tack that part you see me holding now. I will use my needle and thread just to pack it together. I don't want it to scatter. I don't want it to be spreading out from that point. I want that point, yes, to be together there. So I will just use needle and thread, tack it together, and then just put a little embellishment on that part, and I will be through. So this is how the turban is. This is the look of the turban. I will also wear it so that you will see it on me. You see, it's more beautiful than when this embellishment wasn't on it. So you can see how it came out so lovely. I love it. I don't know about you, but for me, it's cool, it's new, it's beautiful. It's beautiful on every color of the net. I'm telling you the truth. So lovely. So I'll see you in my next video. I do hope you love this one. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Bye.